Top List presents 10 unbelievable sugar daddy stories. Stories about women seeking richer older men to pay their university tuition in exchange for sex are becoming more and more common. From the United States to the UK, sugar daddies and sugar babies are becoming a reasonable option for women looking not only to exercise control over their own bodies, but also to fund ridiculously high educational costs with the money of people who can afford to help. Number 10, the law graduate who used sugar daddies to pay for her entire education. Candice Kashani graduated from law school debt-free this spring, thanks to a modern twist on an age-old arrangement. During her first year, she faced tuition and expenses that ran nearly $50,000, even after a scholarship. So she decided to check out a dating website that connects women looking for financial help with men willing to provide it in exchange for companionship and sex. Now, almost 3 years and several sugar daddies later, Kashani is set to graduate from Villanova University free and clear, while some of her peers are burdened with 6-digit debts. Kashani believes such sites are a great resource for young women, but others say these arrangements smack of prostitution and take advantage of women in a vulnerable situation. Number 9, meet the sugar baby who's had 10 sugar daddies and has found love with one. MBA student Laura, 27, belonged to sugar daddy dating site Seeking Arrangements, a website that pairs off attractive young women with rich men. The Royal Holloway student had been a member of the site for 3 years when she entertained around 10 sugar daddies, and the 10th and final gentleman blossomed into a relationship. Laura is now in a relationship with one of her sugar daddies, a 36-year-old finance worker. She said, "He sends me £1,000 a month to cover my student loans. He pays my rent and all my day-to-day expenses. He also paid for me to spend a month each in Thailand, Sri Lanka, and Greece, and for my yoga teacher training course." Number 8, single mother raised $2 million for her new company from whatsyourprice.com sugar daddy. Samantha DeFazio, 32, a single mother, joined the site whatsyourprice.com in 2014 when she was going through a rough time handling bad credit and looking for ways to improve the standard of living for her 8-year-old son. That's when DeFazio decided to put herself up for auction on What's Your Price, which allows men to bid on dates with attractive women. DeFazio claims to have suitors pay between $100 and $250 to take her out. While sipping cocktails and savoring expensive meals, DeFazio would propose her app idea called Joyride, a luxury taxi service driven by attractive women. DeFazio borrowed the professional expertise from the people who took her out on dates to improve the app. DeFazio has been on 20 dates and hasn't yet found the love of her life, but the real victory was her match with a future investor in July 2015. The man, who wished to remain anonymous, agreed to invest $2 million in her business venture. Number 7, Edward Oliver, 24-year-old's luxurious lifestyle thanks to his sugar daddy. He might be unemployed, but he's enjoying a jet-set lifestyle of designer clothes, 5-star holidays, and a £2,000 a month cash allowance. And it's all thanks to his wealthy divorced sugar daddy. Edward Oliver, 24, from London, has been in a relationship with his benefactor for 2 years, and has even had his student debt wiped out following his marketing degree at Kingston University. He insists he has a long-term friendship and financial agreement with the 56-year-old father of one, who also pays his rent. And whenever they go on holiday, Mr. Oliver insists on separate bedrooms. Number 6, anti-sugar daddy campaign in Uganda. To stop unwanted pregnancies and HIV/AIDS, not to mention cross-generational sex, Uganda launched an anti-sugar daddy campaign in 2007. As the demand for luxury items increases, girls as young as 9 are finding sugar daddies to help fund their material desires. The phenomenon has caused AIDS outbreaks and unwanted pregnancies, so African schools have decided to step in. The radio campaign will target girls 9 to 18. Our teens are attracted to sugar daddies in their quest to get mobile phones, cars, and luxurious commodities, and are putting their lives at risk, the radio hostess said. Cross-generational relationships must stop. Say no to sugar daddy demands. Number 5, woman flies 5,000 miles for a first date with a sugar daddy she met online just 14 days before. A woman has revealed she flew 5,000 miles across the world for her first date with a man she'd met online just 14 days earlier. She now travels the world with him and he foots the bill. Lauren Levy, 35, from Louisiana met Hani Al-Kut, 40, who lives in Kuwait, on a website that connects attractive singletons who want to travel with sugar daddies generous enough to cover the cost. After just 2 weeks, the pair decided to fly to Amsterdam, halfway between their respective homes, to see whether their connection was as strong in real life. The sparks flew and the couple has been traveling the world together ever since meeting a year ago, visiting 3 countries in 10 months. Number 4. Monica Lynn traveled the world for free by getting her dates to pay for it. A woman who had never been abroad until recently traveled the world for free by getting her online dates to pay for it. Monica Lynn, 25, estimated her lavish trip, which involved camel trekking in Dubai and shopping sprees in Hong Kong, would have taken up to a decade to save for if she had funded it herself. Before January 2015, Monica, a former financial advisor, had never left America, but now she has visited 9 different countries. After a couple of failed dates, Monica met an Italian businessman. The two are currently dating. They both agreed to stop using the Miss Travel website and became monogamous. Number 3. Benefits claimant poisoned her 85-year-old sugar daddy's food with pills. A 38-year-old woman poisoned her 85-year-old sugar daddy's food and drink when she learned she would get 50,000 pounds and half of a seaside home when he died. Betty Miller kept a copy of the will and bank statements in her room at the home she shared with Leslie Quaintance, 85, whom she met at church in 2013. She knew that he suffered from kidney problems and was told by doctors only to take 1 ibuprofen a week, so she crushed up the pills and put them in his dinners and coffee. But Leslie Quaintance found the coffee taste to be bitter and undrinkable, but he did not swallow the mixture of the 2 tablets. She was jailed for 18 months, suspended for 2 years in order to receive psychiatric treatment. Number 2. Mama 4 makes over $1 million as a sugar baby. Brazen Nina Peterson has become a millionaire by dating rich, older men who don't think twice about splurging their hard-earned cash on her. The Mama 4, 37, has spent more than 70,000 pounds of the money on cosmetic surgery, including 4 boob jobs to go from a 32C to a 34H, 3 nose jobs, and lip fillers every 4 months. Nina admits, "I've had some amazing gifts, including a 140,000 pound car, and the £500,000 5-bed castle-style house I live in is all paid for by my current sugar daddy, a 62-year-old software company owner who I met online." Number 1. Brutal rapist posed as Jaguar driving sugar daddy to lure victim. Rafal Bargiel, 40, wooed his victims by posing as a Jaguar driving sugar daddy on a dating website. He changed his name and used false identity documents to enter the UK and rape 2 women he met online by posing as a wealthy sugar daddy. One 22-year-old victim was taken to a hotel room where he tied her up, held a knife to her throat, and repeatedly raped her. Another young woman aged 19 was driven to a remote location and beaten until she complied with his sexual demands. The women, who cannot be identified, were left with severe psychological trauma likely to stay with them for the rest of their lives. Later, he was jailed for life for sadistic sex attacks.
Alright guys, first I'd like to ask you to subscribe. Then if you want to watch more, check one of these videos out. I run a gaming channel called Queeble TV. I make tutorials, gameplays, and cinematics, all with the touch of my commentary. Give it a click.